So your printer said that they can't work with the file types that you sent. And I know you hate to hear that, but don't worry, this happens all the time. So today I'm going to explain to you the difference between common file types and what purposes they're supposed to serve. And then we'll get around to what file types you should send your printer. Okay, let's start with JPEGs, and let's talk about what they are good for and then what they are not so good for. JPEG stands for Joint Photographic Experts Group. JPEGs are great when you're dealing with online photos or artwork. JPEG offers you the most flexibility with raster editing and then compression, which makes them ideal for web images that need to be downloaded quickly. Now, here's what they're not so good for. JPEGs are not ideal for printing. This is because JPEGs are typically compressed to save space, but during that compression, often information is lost. And this loss of information can end up creating an end result that is less than desirable. Now, however, if your JPEG is high resolution and it's not heavily compressed, then it can work for print. Another common file type are PNGs. PNG stands for Portable Network Graphics. So what are PNGs good and not so good for? Well, PNGs are ideal for anything online use. In fact, they are quickly becoming one of the most common image formats used online. Now, PNGs are not so good for print, and this is because they are optimized for the screen, so they don't look as good on paper. An easy way to remember this is with the PNG acronym. Print, no good. Now moving on to our TIFFs. TIFF is a lossless raster format that stands for Tag Image File Format. So what are they good for? Well, TIFFs are great for high quality print graphics. Along with RAW, TIFF files are actually one of the highest quality graphic formats available. So if you're printing photos, especially at enormous sizes, use this format. Now, TIFFs are not so good if you're working with web graphics. While many web browsers do support them, TIFFs are simply just not optimized for the web. They're optimized for print. Then we have our old reliable PDFs. PDF stands for Portable Document Format, and it's an image format used to display documents and graphics correctly regardless of what device you're viewing it on. So what are they good for? Well, PDFs are great for printing. In fact, many printers prefer PDF as their primary delivery format because it's just so common. Now, what are they not good for? Well, PDFs are not good for anything that you need to edit. PDFs are great containers, but use other applications for the contents. The last file format we will talk about today is EPS. EPS stands for Encapsulated Postscript File Format. Typically, an EPS file includes a single design element that is used in a larger design. Okay, so what's it good for? Well, EPS is great if you need to send a vector logo to a designer or a printer. With an EPS file, you don't have to worry about where the logo will be placed or printed because regardless of the size, it will always appear in the correct resolution. Now, EPS is not the best option if you need to display your image online, so instead use a JPEG or a PNG for that. So to conclude, if the end destination of your project is online, then you're going to want to stick with JPEGs and PNGs. And if your end destination is print, try to stick with EPS, PDFs, TIFFs, and if the res is high enough, a JPEG can sometimes do the trick. Thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, I think you'll also like our breakdown of RGB versus CMYK. If these videos have provided you any value, don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.